Okay, thank you so much for joining us for our presentation of UNC Charlotte for the transfer fair. My name is Stacy Parks. I am an academic advisor here at Wake Tech, and I'd like to introduce you all to Crystal Hogue. She is an admissions counselor at UNC Charlotte. So welcome, Crystal, and you can take it away.
Thank you, Stacy. My name is Crystal Hogue, and I'm an admissions counselor here at UNC Charlotte. So I want to present to you our admissions presentation and give you a little bit more info about what we have here to offer and our transfer requirements. With that being said, I do want to go over how we keep Niner Nation safe here on campus. We have been going through several precautions throughout the last year to make sure that our students are staying safe. And we do have a webpage, it's ninernationcares.uncc.edu. For more info about any updates that are going on campus, we do participate in daily Niner health screening. So before I even come to campus, I do make sure I fill out any symptoms that I might be having, and they'll let me know if I should stay at home or if I'm cleared to come to work or if I should seek medical attention. So we do tons of different things, including frequent and rigorous cleaning in all of our buildings, and we have mask mandates within our buildings. So we want to make sure that we're keeping our entire university campus safe. That being said, UNC Charlotte is North Carolina's largest transfer institution, so we're bringing in over 4,000 transfer students each year, so that pretty much makes up 50% of our total student population. We've actually been bringing in more transfer students than we have new freshman students, so that's something that we are very proud of. We love our transfer students here, and we have a lot of resources to make sure that transfer students' transitions are completely seamless. So we are North Carolina's urban research university here at UNC Charlotte. We are the state's fastest growing university. So we have built 13 new buildings in the last 7 years. We have tons more to go, honestly. So along with exponentially, we have grown to over 30,000 students here on campus. And of that, like I said, do keep in mind that 50% of that total population does consist of our transfer students. So you won't be alone when you get here on campus. We have tons of different resources for our students to utilize, and that does include our light rail that you see pictured here on the screen. And this is basically our above ground subway system that allows students to come right here on campus and ride it for free into the city of Charlotte. Because when you get to our university, you'll probably notice that we're in a very residential area. It can get pretty quiet here. So we want students to have access into the city to kind of see that hustle and bustle of the Charlotte life as well. So like I said, we have grown to over 30,000 students here at the university. Of that, 24,000 is going to be our undergraduate population, and over 5,000 is our master's and doctoral program students. For our university, we do pride ourselves in being a very diverse campus. We want to make sure students have that opportunity to learn from others. So we have over 2,000 international students coming from 87 countries. We have students coming from almost all 50 states, and 40% of our students do consider themselves coming from an underrepresented population. So allowing yourself to go to a diverse university does allow for you to create a more holistic academic social experience here at the university. So to go over what it looks like in our classrooms, our student to faculty ratio is 19:1, and our average class size is about 35. But do keep in mind as transfer students that it's likely that you'll be coming in with your associates or close to a lot of your general education courses by the time you transfer in. So that average class size will definitely dwindle down during your time because you'll more so be jumping into your major courses when you get here. So I do want to go over our 7 academic colleges. We have 171 majors for students to choose a Bachelor's of Arts or Bachelor's of Science degree in. So first is our College of Liberal Arts and Sciences. This is probably our largest and most diverse college just because we have a variety of programs for you to study. So this does include programs such as biology, chemistry, mathematics, humanities, English, journalism. We even have meteorology here within this college. So like I said, it's very diverse and you can find tons of different students here within this department. Next, we have our College of Arts and Architecture, and this not only holds art and architecture, but also our music, dance, and performing arts programs. One thing to keep in mind is that actually our architecture program is one of two accredited architecture programs in the state of North Carolina. Also, if you know you are interested in art and architecture, they admit students only during the fall semester, and they have an additional portfolio and application process. So along with applying to the university, you do want to make sure that you're starting the process for the art or architecture application as well. So they typically want students to prep a year in advance if you know you're interested in the major of art or architecture. Next is our Belk College of Business. This is one of our competitive departments, but within good reason because of our close proximity to so many different companies here in the city of Charlotte. So we actually have 9 Fortune 500 companies that are headquartered right here in the city. And we also have 300 Fortune 500 companies that have some type of presence right here in the city of Charlotte. So of course, our business program is within good reason because we have tons of networking opportunities for our students. Some of the majors you can look at in this program does include business analytics, finance, marketing is very popular right now, international business. So you do have a lot of opportunities that are coming within this program. Next, we have our Cato College of Education. This is one of my favorite programs because students get the opportunity to jump right into the classroom and start getting that hands-on experience. For our Cato College of Education, we have a variety of majors for you to choose from that do include special education, early childhood and development. We also have in different programs that allow you to work with our North Carolina Teaching Fellows that has a great scholarship opportunity along with it. Next, we have our College of Computing and Informatics, and this holds our computer science department. So something that's unique about this college is that we're actually 1 in 6 schools in the US that has a program dedicated to computer science. So what you're going to see at other schools is that computer science is going to be looped in with different majors such as engineering, but here at our university we do have our own specific department for computer science, so that way our students have all of their own resources, so their own buildings, research labs, and faculty and staff. Some of the programs that are coming within our College of Computing and Informatics include a concentration within robotics, artificial intelligence, information technology, and cybersecurity is something that's very popular right now as well. Next, we have our College of Health and Human Services. So this is a very hands-on college. It does include our very popular and competitive nursing program, as well as exercise science and social work and even public health. Next, we have our Lee College of Engineering. So engineering, we are one of the larger programs within the southeastern region, but that does allow for, even though we're one of the larger programs, we do have a much smaller average class size than the university average of 35. So within engineering, you can look at a class size of about 18 to 22. There's tons of different companies here that are in search of engineers, and we are here to produce them. We have a variety of majors within this college that include mechanical engineering, which is very popular right now, civil engineering, and this also holds our construction management and fire safety degrees as well. Oops. And lastly, we have our University College, and University College is basically where students who are undecided go in to work with an academic advisor to assist them in figuring out what they want to study. So another way you might find yourself in University College is if you select one of our competitive majors and you don't quite meet the criteria for it right now. That's completely okay. We do want students to have the opportunity to go into their desired majors. So we encourage students to work with our academic advisors to make sure that they're taking the correct prerequisites to prepare for the rigor of the program that they're interested in. And the last way you might find yourself in university college is if you go into a major and it's just not quite what you thought it would be. That's completely okay. You do have the option to go into our university college as a transition point to figure out what your next major option will be. So let's go over how you become a 49er. This is what our future 49er portal looks like. When you begin, you'll be able to go here and start your application process and continue to monitor it throughout your entire admissions process. So it's going to let you know when we have received your documents and when your admissions decision is available. So these are our minimum admissions requirements, and I'd be happy to go over them with you all. So for admissions, we require 24 transferable credit hours, a cumulative 2.0 GPA, and you must have eligibility to return to your last institution. We highly recommend a college math prior to your transfer, but it's not required. Any students that have less than 24 transferable credit hours, what we'll do is we'll look at your high school criteria to see if you're admissible on freshman criteria. So when I was going over the majors, I did mention that we had several competitive majors, and I want to go over our specific requirements for those. So first we have business. Business is going to require a 2.5 cumulative GPA and 2 attempts to a C or better in any progression courses. So if you know you've taken any stats or calculus courses, micro or macroeconomics, or any prerequisite business courses, we'll be looking for a grade of C or better. Next, for computer science, we require a 2.5 GPA, and for this, we will require a college math prior to your transfer. This requires at least a college algebra and a C or better in any computer science classes that you've taken. Next, for engineering, this excludes our mechanical engineering program. For this, we require a 2.5 GPA and a Calculus 1 course prior to your transfer. For mechanical engineering, which is a little bit more competitive, we are looking for a 3.0 GPA and again a Calculus 1 course prior to your transfer. And lastly, nursing is our most competitive department here. This is going to require a 3.0 GPA and a B or better in any nursing prerequisite courses that you've taken. So if you know you've taken any nutrition, anatomy and physiology type courses, chemistry, we're definitely going to be looking for a B or better in those courses. So let's go over what our admissions process looks like. For our online application, I showed you our Future 49er portal, and that's how you can start that. You'll submit your application fee of $75, and then to complete your application, we need your official high school and college transcripts. For our deadlines, we have a variety of deadlines for students to choose from. We admit students in the spring, fall, and summer. So the earliest deadline coming up is for our spring term that begins in January. That deadline is November 15th, and you have until December 1st to make sure that you have all of your documents completed and sent in to us for admissions. For the fall, that application is also open now. You can apply by July 1st, and your transcripts are due by July 15th. We do understand that students are finishing up terms and want a little bit of time to make sure that they can get the highest GPA possible, so we have extended those transcript deadlines a little bit. For our Summer 1 and Summer 2 terms, those deadlines are May 1st and June 1st. So I know the biggest question when students are looking to transfer is how do your credits transfer into the university? So I want to go over some resources that we have for transfer criteria. First, this webpage is a great resource to find everything that I'm referring to. So for our Transfer Credit Advisor, this is essentially going to help you if you already have some credits under your belt and you want to see what exactly is going to transfer, how it transfers into the university, and how many credits you'll get. So our Transfer Credit Advisor will allow you to actually look up Wake Tech and see every class that is able to transfer. Since this is a North Carolina community college, this is going to show you pretty much, it's a complete list of every class at Wake Tech that will transfer into UNC Charlotte. Next, we have transfer guides and degree pathways for our students, and these are if you know that you want to spend a little bit more time at your community college, whether that's staying for one more semester or if you're just getting started out and you know you want to complete 2 years. These two will give you recommended classes that are specific to the major that you're interested in. So that way you know you're taking meaningful classes while you're at your school. So our transfer guides are just a few recommended courses, whereas the degree pathways gives you a semester by semester breakdown of what we recommend that you take. And of course, when students have been admitted into the university, we provide you with a transfer credit report, and that's going to let you know all the credits that we were able to transfer into the university. One thing to always keep in mind is if you're wondering if a class is transferable, our general rule of thumb is if you made a grade of C or higher in a college level course, it typically is able to transfer into some type of credit into the university. So to go over our tuition and fees here at the university, an in-state student will be looking at about $7,096 for the year, and then we do have some additional costs if you know you're interested in living on campus, and students who live on campus typically do have a meal plan to go along with that. Our students who live on campus have a lot of options. There's 18 residence halls and a Greek village here on campus. Over 550 of our new transfer students typically live on campus, and we do have some residence halls that are geared towards our transfer students. So there's Witherspoon Hall and Martin Hall. Both of those will have your own personal rooms, so you can have a little bit more privacy, as well as kitchens, so you can have a little bit more independence as far as cooking. So we do encourage students to look into those because they allow for students to really have the opportunity to be connected with our campus community. Sometimes you might stay a little late at the library, and it's a little bit easier to get back to your residence hall when you're staying on campus, as well as different events that are going on campus. You're definitely likely to be more involved when you're right here staying on campus. So to offset those tuition costs, we do have financial aid and scholarship options. So we do encourage students to complete the FAFSA, that's the free application for federal student aid, that is open now. So you have until January 1st to meet that priority deadline and March 1st for the general deadline. So for our students who know you're interested in spring of 2022, we do want students to go ahead and add UNC Charlotte on there if you know you're coming in the next semester. And if you want to complete your FAFSA for the following year, you can just add us in there as well. We also have our Niner Scholars portal that has scholarship opportunities. So what you do is once you've been admitted into the university, you'll build a Niner Scholars portal, and it's going to automatically match you with all the scholarships that you meet the criteria for. And let's talk about what happens once you've been admitted into the university. Sometimes we do have some students who have already had their admissions into the spring term. So you'll complete your intent to enroll to secure your spot here at the university. You'll make sure that you're activating your NinerNet account, which is something that you'll use while you're a student here. You'll register for SOAR, and those dates will be coming up soon. For SOAR, that's our Student Orientation, Advising, and Registration, and that's where you will meet with your academic advisor and get registration tips on what to register for your next term. And then you'll apply for any on-campus housing if you're interested. You'll make sure that you're reviewing your financial aid package and then submit your updated transcripts as your terms are completing. So for our transfer student support opportunities, we have tons of different things because, like I said, we are a big transfer school. So we want to make sure that our students have support here when they get here. So we do have a University Transfer Center for more support. We also have an Honor Society for our transfer students. We have an Office of Adult Students and Evening Services for OASIS. So if you're someone who might work during the day and needs a little bit more support in the evening time, you do have those opportunities. We have a Veteran Student Services office and as well our University Career Center. And that's something that I really encourage students to work with because those are the people who are going to help our students find those internships, co-ops, and full-time positions. So of course, when you get here, we really want you to be involved in on-campus opportunities. For that, we have over 400 student organizations. We have 30,000 students here at the university, so it's likely you'll find a club that you'd like to join. We have 50 plus intramural and club sports. We have 18 Division I sports teams. We're a part of Conference USA. And we have 70 plus study abroad locations. And lastly, I do want to give you more info about our open house that will actually be this Saturday at 9 a.m. We encourage you to come out, and that's going to allow you to really explore campus and get to know more about our departments that we have here. So if you have any additional questions, please feel free to let me know. I'd be happy to answer anything that you might be wondering about.
All right, Crystal, thank you so much for all that great information. We do have a question that has come in. So I definitely welcome any students that have questions to enter them into that little conversation bubble that has a question mark within it. So first one is from Sean. He says, or he asks, how do the computer science concentrations work? Is it one major or a major and minor?
Yeah, so it's going to be one major. Students have the opportunity to get a Bachelor's of Arts or a Bachelor's of Science in Computer Science. And then you'll have a concentration in whichever you choose, whether that's cybersecurity or information technology or artificial intelligence and robotics.
Great, Natalie. As far as at the associate's degree level, concentration may be like a word they haven't heard before, so thank you for clarifying that. I probably have a couple of questions. So one thing that happens a lot in our in the community college is a student may be, you know, not doing their best work at the beginning or change up their direction, and maybe they had to retake a class along the way. And so we allow grade replacement for students that get below a C in a course. So when that happens, we forgive them as far as the at the GPA level when they retake the class and they get a better grade. Can you tell us a little bit about how Charlotte looks at that grade replacement policy? Do you all factor that previous grade back in, or how does that work?
Yes, we do honor your grade replacement. So when we see that on your transcript, we'll completely be able to omit that as long as you made a higher grade. So we'll take whatever your highest grade is in that class. The only time it is factored into a GPA is during the business process. So if you're interested in anything in the Belk College of Business, we make what's called a business progression GPA. So with that, any business course that you've taken, we're going to add those up to make what's called a business progression GPA that needs to equate to a 2.5 GPA. So we take all attempts at any of those classes. So that's going to be your stats or calculus courses, macroeconomics, or any business introductory classes. We'll take those and combine them. So in the event that you got a grade replacement in any of those classes, we will include that in that business progression GPA.
Gotcha, great. And then as well, if a student has attended multiple institutions, do you just calculate a cumulative GPA?
Yes, we do.
Okay, gotcha. Are you all participating in the free application? Did you mention that in the presentation? I'm sorry.
No, we aren't participating, but we do accept fee waivers for any need-based students.
Gotcha. Thank you for that. Let's see here. Thank you for mentioning your open house this weekend. It might be a little late notice for our students, but how often do you all do the open houses like that?
Yeah, so this is going to be our first one of the year, and we're testing it out to make sure everything goes well. So this is going to be our first large-scale on-campus event since pandemic. So we're really excited about that. We typically do about 4 each year, but this year we're starting off with 1, and it's likely we'll do another one in the next year. We are having tons of different events during our National Transfer Student Support Week, though. So I do want to invite you to our virtual events that we're having that do include a virtual campus tour, and you can register for those on our website under the Transfer tab.
Great, that might be a good alternative for our students.
Yes, we do offer virtual transfer tours every Tuesday at 4 as well.
Cool. Let's see. Oh, I have more questions. Sorry, I didn't even see them. Okay. So that same student from before with the previous computer science question, he asked, can we stack that concentration with an additional minor?
Yes, a lot of our students do actually pick up minors as well as second majors.
Gotcha. All right. What are the statistics of transfer applications and acceptance?
Yeah, so I'm not quite sure what the exact stats are, but for our transfer students, we do want to make sure that you all have access. So that's why transfer admissions is a lot more straightforward as far as 24 transferable credit hours and a minimum 2.0 cumulative GPA. And even then, transfers still have opportunities if they don't have 24 transferable credit hours, because we'll go on to look at your freshman criteria to see if you're admissible in that area. We want to make sure that all of our students do have the opportunity to pursue what they're looking for. So in the event that you know that you're prepping for your transfer process into UNC Charlotte, we have tons of different resources for you to reach out to us so we can kind of go over what you're working with and let you know how you can achieve those goals of attending UNC Charlotte.
Gotcha. Great. This particular student says they are completing an Associates in Arts and Associates in Science degree. So that they're asking whether that would be applicable for the major in computer science. I think you have expressed that would be appropriate for transfer, right?
Yes, both of those are appropriate for transfer. Coming from a 2-year college, we can transfer a max of 64 credit hours. So of course, do keep that in mind. But with an Associates of Arts and Associates of Science, we are able to award a general education exemption. So once you get here to the university, you'll be able to jump right into your major courses.
There's a lot of overlap between those degrees, so students can easily do both. So what are some of the internship opportunities available through your university?
Yeah, like I did mention, we have a University Career Center, and those assist our students in finding internships. We actually have a webpage called Niner Engage that allows students to see all of the internship opportunities that different companies are letting our school know about and want to recruit our students for that way. We also have on-campus opportunities as well. We have EPIC, which is called our Energy Production Infrastructure Center, built for us by Duke Energy. So it's a research facility here on campus that students can work with. We also have Portal, which is our small business incubator. So basically, students have the opportunity to work with Fortune 500 companies as well as startup companies to make sure that they are up to par with their small business models. So along with off-campus opportunities, there's also on-campus experiential learning opportunities, whether that's doing research, co-ops, and that's when you're actually taking a full semester to get in the field experience, and those internships. And like I said, within the city of Charlotte, there are several companies that are recruiting our students and looking directly at our students just because of our close proximity as far as being in the city of Charlotte.
Awesome. For our students that are more of a non-traditional age range or what have you, in like military and stuff, do you all offer a pretty vital like part-time, like are students able to be part-time as well and still achieve, the resources that you all provide?
Yes, absolutely. Of course, when students apply and work on starting their schedule, they can let their academic advisor know that they plan on being part-time, and you can make the schedule that works for you. We also have different resources for our students that include our OASIS office, which is our office for adult students and evening services. So if you need any additional support as an adult student or if you work during the day, we do have that specific office to provide support for our students. And we also have a Veterans Affairs office.
Okay, awesome. Don't see any more questions coming in. I did want to let folks know that we do have a survey out for all of our transfer presentations. I need to get it in the chat here. Natalia, can you put that in the chat, please? I don't have it saved. But Natalia will be adding the survey to the chat in order for folks to, students to get on there and give us some feedback about this presentation and whatever presentations you were able to attend through the last 2 days. And you would be entered in for a $25 gift card for that feedback. So let's see here. Natalia has added it. Thank you so much. And so what we want to do is definitely thank you, Crystal, for presenting for us today. It was a lot of great information. We do have so many students very much interested in Charlotte for all the great programs that you all offer, and just such a transfer-friendly institution for sure. So we thank you for coming in and presenting for us today, and we will let students know about all the, I believe you all offer virtual tables as well, don't you?
Yes.
Yes. So we will point students in the direction of the recording for this and those virtual tables whenever they have any questions. But thank you so much for presenting for our transfer fair.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Well, if you don't have anything else to add, I guess we will sign off for the day, and we, like I said, will point students in your direction if they have any questions.
Thank you.
Thank you.